Alright, I'm back. It should be good for now, but I'll be checking drops again. Yeah, let me connect to chat. Okay, so I have looked up the last puzzles. Yeah, it wasn't on Peninsula as I thought. The wavy one, and the one with the circular one was the big tree, but from different perspective. And I'm actually surprised they haven't gotten it because I was there and I was looking, but just didn't see it. Okay, so oh my god, yeah, it's really hard to see if you are not looking for it. Damn. How didn't I see the circle here? Man. uh so nice, so nice. Alright, well, that should be 100%, but it's not, huh? I didn't get an achievement, so that means you need to do something else? Huh. What else can I do? To collect all the recordings? Hmm. Yeah, it's kind of... I'm not super interested in recordings. Plus, you just kind of find them randomly, and I don't know. There's no big satisfaction to finding them. They're just so small. Just a matter of perception. Pretty sure I got all the pillars. Like, pretty sure. Oh no, I don't. Never mind. I thought this was complete. Okay. Okay, so 3 puzzles I haven't seen. These 2 is the same one but reflected. So it's gotta be water related somehow. Straight line with a bit of a wave. It's weird that there's this orange wreckage. But it can't be reflected, so probably not what I'm looking for. The cloud there forms a half circle. It's also gotta be reflected and be in the real world. I mean, what the? She's deeper down. What the hell? It's no longer flickering. That's interesting. What if I go and finish the game again? That's weird. What happened? Yeah, I'm not sure how I did that. And I think she's younger too, unless I'm misremembering. Or in the water you see objects smaller? Hey, come on, where is it? Oh, I see it. Okay, finally. Just gotta be in the right place. Okay, and what was the other one? The other one was in direction of the castle. This was created with flowers, so it could also be created with flowers, maybe. The shape is kind of similar, also very smooth. Oh, I see an end. And there we go. Alright, also didn't need any hints. And still no achievement. I kind of want that still, because I know achievements are not important, but it just means that I've seen almost close to everything in this game, and I very enjoy this game and enjoy seeing new things. It's not even like about having an achievement, but about just seeing as much as possible, at least what included in there. Yeah, I'm double checking the pillars. So Birch Forest, River, Monastery, Mesa, next to a castle, which is also the boat and the tree houses. It's gotta be all of them. So yeah, you might need to collect all the logs, which yeah, I think it's a bad decision to include audio in the achievement list. Like, at least I would make audio logs a bit more obvious to see, but maybe harder to get, if that makes sense. Okay, well, let's check. The challenge achievement. Wait, did I get it? Oh, yeah. Okay, it was. Oh, all right. Well, hmm. Okay. I thought I still need to get an achievement, but it's fine. I also, well, I also want to just see location of all the audio logs and see how much I missed. Okay, give me a second. Okay, all audio location. Man,
Hey, it's Thunder.
oh, fuck you. I don't want. You don't need to voice it. An hour video of audio logs doesn't seem to be comprised too well. God damn it. This guy has 11-minute video, but he's talking over it.
Through many births.
Oh, because you also need to listen through it. Okay, I already missed one in the very beginning, or maybe I was. Maybe I listened to it. I just don't remember already that I found it. Yeah, probably. Fuck. Actually, let's listen to it a bit.
I have wandered on.
Why the fuck? It sounds so bad. I need to find a better video. Hmm. I don't know. It doesn't have a list of them. It doesn't mark them in any way. I'm going to release my cat 1 sec. Okay, that will do, I guess. I've seen this one. There's one under the pillow in the starting castle, which I don't think I got. I don't remember. The other one is also in the castle, but I got that one. I wonder if it's going to become a classic, this game, because I feel like if it's not going to become a classic, at least there's going to be people inspired by it who will create games similar to it or with a different formula, but, you know, inspired by it in the future, you know, like 10 years, 20 years. Yeah, I haven't found it.
Through many births, I have wandered on and on, searching for, but never finding, the builder of this house.
Who said that? Also, I found out that this is Ashley Johnson, a voice actor who played Ellie, but I know her better from the Critical Role that I watch extensively now. And I had this thought. I thought she sounds a lot like her, but her voice was just a bit off. But now it's so obvious. Now when I know. Yeah, the Ashley Johnson and Liam O'Brien worked in this game. Liam O'Brien, I don't think he has a voice here, but was a director of voice director. I don't know what kind of job that is. Okay, let's see next one. Okay, I found that one. Ooh, okay, this one is interesting. I don't know, if you want to create a guide that doesn't require any voiceover, don't do voiceover. It's just as simple as that. I really don't like it.
The physicist Wolfgang Pauli once spoke of two limiting conceptions, both of which have been extraordinarily fruitful in the history of human thought, although no genuine reality corresponds to them. At one extreme is the idea of an objective world, pursuing its regular course in space and time independently of any kind of observing subject. This has been the guiding image of modern science. At the other extreme is the idea of a subject, mystically experiencing the unity of the world and no longer confronted by an object or by any objective world. This has been the guiding image of Asian mysticism. Our thinking moves somewhere in the middle, between these two limiting conceptions. We should maintain the tension resulting from these two opposites. Werner Heisenberg, 1974.
I don't know how the second extreme can be achieved. You can't not be affected by the world. It's not possible. You can think you're not affected by the world, but you still are. Alright. Mesa? Okay. They're so small. It's like I have no real shame. I don't know. Shame is a big word for it, but I'm completely satisfied just looking up where they are. It's like it's just mindless process of trying to find them. I thought it was here, but somewhere else. Maybe lower. Maybe I found it actually. I remember finding one here. I think it was in another place though. Oh, there we are.
One nature, perfect and pervading, circulates in all natures. One reality, all comprehensive, contains within itself all realities. The one moon reflects itself wherever there is a sheet of water, and all the moons in the waters are embraced within the one moon. The absolute of all the Buddhas enters into my own being. And my own being is found in union with theirs.
Get out of
The
here.
inner light is beyond praise and blame. Like space, it knows no boundaries. Yet it is even here, within us, ever retaining its serenity and fullness. It is only when you hunt for it that you lose it. You cannot take hold of it, but equally you cannot get rid of it. And while you can do neither, it goes on, its own way. You remain silent, and it speaks. You speak, and it is done. The great gate of charity is wide open, with no obstacles before it. Yongcha Tashi, circa 700.
Yeah, that's where pretentiousness comes from. If you want to protect this game from being pretentious, and then you listen for this, kind of becomes harder, isn't it? But at the same time, like, it's not the game saying that, but it's just citing the quotes of other people, but at the same time, eh. Okay, next. Okay, what the... Where is that? He never fucking showed how he got here, but that's desert. Next to water, there's some kind of pillar. Oh, he chose very poor perspective. It's something big. It might be there. There we go. Why is it orange?
I maintain that the cosmic religious feeling is the strongest and noblest motive for scientific research. Only those who realize the immense efforts and, above all, the devotion without which pioneer work in theoretical science cannot be achieved, are able to grasp the strength of the emotion out of which alone such work, remote as it is from the immediate realities of life, can issue. What a deep conviction of the rationality of the universe, and what a yearning to understand, were it but a feeble reflection of the mind revealed in this world, Kepler and Newton must have had to enable them to spend years of solitary labor in disentangling the principles of celestial mechanics. Those whose acquaintance with scientific research is derived chiefly from its practical results easily develop a completely false notion of the mentality of the men who, surrounded by a skeptical world, have shown the way to kindred spirits scattered wide through the world and through the centuries. Only one who has devoted his life to similar ends can have a vivid realization of what has inspired these men and given them the strength to remain true to their purpose in spite of countless failures. It is cosmic religious feeling that gives a man such strength. A contemporary has said, not unjustly, that in this materialistic age of ours, the serious scientific workers are the only profoundly religious people. Albert Einstein, 19.
I don't disagree with the part that people believing that are doing the work of God have very high motivation. That's true. But like, if you're a scientist, if you're a searcher, if you're trying to disentangle this puzzle of reality, well, not puzzle means it's been created to be solved, but like you're trying to get to the bottom of it, like it will become very apparent that the religion is just so hard to follow through and believe in seriously. Like, I don't know how a person of scientific mind could even believe in it, of true scientific mind. I mean, you could be very focused on something, I guess, and be very bad at other things, have very narrow speciality, and that's how you get into this trap. Have some kind of very brilliant sphere of influence and not notice imperfections of other logical problems that come with religion. Okay, let's do another one. Why was it orange and not as every other? Okay, the other in Quarry on statue. I feel like I should have gotten that one because I've been looking at the statues. I never did, somehow. What the fuck? What? Like, how? What the? It doesn't make any sense. Like, I've been looking straight at him, but I haven't seen a glowing goddamn audio log? Insane.
What is divine in man is elusive and impalpable, and he is easily tempted to embody it in a concrete form, a church, a country, a social system, a leader, so that he may realize it with less effort and serve it with more profit. Yet, the attempt to externalize the kingdom of heaven in a temporal shape must end in disaster. It cannot be created by charters or constitutions, nor established by arms. Those who seek for it alone will reach it together, and those who seek it in company will perish by themselves. Hugh Kingsmill, 1940.
Completely untrue. Well, also on the basis that there's no such thing. You're just going to be miserable. Well, depends on your mindset, I guess. But your whole life is just going to be isolated from other people and praying to God and thinking you'll get to heaven and going to be revealed all these awe-inspiring revelations, and you know you're doing the right thing. And then everybody's just going to meet the same conclusion. And it's just so sad. That one man would be just convinced that he's doing the right thing, sacrifice a lot of like connections that he would have with other people, and you know, fun times, good memories, just on the basis that he thinks that he needs to be suffering through it alone to be more devout to a god. Well, at least as I understood this audio log, maybe they meant something else, but yeah, it's very strange concept to have. There was a blue container, but I never really found it. Okay. Another audio log. Man, there's so much. Is here.
"66 times have these eyes beheld the changing scene of autumn. I have said enough about moonlight. Ask no more. Only listen to the voice of pines and cedars when no wind stirs." Leonin, 1711.
Didn't get this one.
66 times have these eyes beheld the changing scene of autumn. I have said enough about moonlight. Ask no more. Only listen to the voice of pines and cedars when no wind stirs. Leonin, 1711.
Silence, he means? He lived 66 years. He told all the stories about like nature, I guess, what he means by moonlight. And you just need to have the sound of silence in the forest. That's what will bring you joy when you're old man, tired old man. Maybe that's what he meant. Next. Oh, castle. Also missed it somehow. Even though I've been looking at this black baby shape. It's right next to it. Yeah, but you need to be like further away from it.
In the traditional view,
like
a person is free.
Staircase.
He is autonomous in the sense that his behavior is uncaused. That view, together with its associated practices, must be re-examined when a scientific analysis reveals unexpected controlling relations between behavior and environment. By questioning the control exercised by autonomous man and demonstrating the control exercised by the environment, a science of behavior also seems to question dignity or worth. A person is responsible for his behavior, not only in the sense that he may be justly blamed or punished when he behaves badly, but also in the sense that he is to be given credit and admired for his achievements. A scientific analysis shifts the credit as well as the blame to the environment, and traditional practices can then no longer be justified. These are sweeping changes, and those who are committed to traditional theories and practices naturally resist them. As the emphasis shifts to the environment, the individual seems to be exposed to a new kind of danger. Who is to construct the controlling environment, and to what end? Autonomous man presumably controls himself in accordance with a built-in set of values. He works for what he finds good. But what will the putative controller find good? And will it be good for those he controls? Answers to questions of this sort are said, of course, to call for value judgments. B.F. Skinner, 1971.
Yeah, it's a pretty good thought. But I think there's also a balance between a man being autonomous and the environment. It's not like the extremes of it. There's a bit of both that come into it. It's really a good example. Like a person being raised, I guess, in the family is the best one. Like in a loving family. Listen to this one. In an abusive one.
I boasted among men that I had known you. They see your pictures in all works of mine. They come and ask me, who is he? I know not how to answer them. I say, indeed, I cannot tell. They blame me, and they go away in scorn. And you sit there, smiling. I put my tales of you into lasting songs. The secret gushes out from my heart. They come and ask me, tell me all your meanings. I know not how to answer them. I say, ah, who knows what they mean? They smile and go away in utter scorn. And you sit there smiling. Rabindranath Tagore, 1910.
If a man, holding a belief which he was taught in childhood or persuaded of afterwards, keeps down and pushes away any doubts which arise about it in his mind, purposely avoids the reading of books and the company of men that call into question or discuss it, and regards as impious those questions which cannot easily be asked without disturbing it, the life of that man is one long sin against mankind. But, says one, I am a busy man. I have no time for the long course of study which would be necessary to make me in any degree a competent judge of certain questions, or even able to understand the nature of the arguments. Then he should have no time to believe. William K. Clifford, 1874.
To believe? We're still talking about believing in God? Alright, well, the thought... I mean, a person who would write this probably would not understand the life of a working man who needs to survive from salary to salary, or by that time there was probably, yeah, there would be a slavery still, and he would not write it to these people, he would write it to like wealthy people. And yeah, I don't know, the wisdom of it, it's pretty narrow targeted, I think. Okay, the other one on the boat, which I got, this one next to a pillar in a village. Yeah, it's pretty aggressive to say that. It doesn't seem to be coming from a thoughtful person.
Your question is the most difficult in the world. It is not a question I can answer simply with yes or no. I am not an atheist. I do not know if I can define myself as a pantheist. The problem involved is too vast for our
This
limited
An-
minds.
Einstein again?
May I not reply with a parable? The human mind, no matter how highly trained, cannot grasp the universe. We are in the position of a little child entering a huge library filled with books in many languages. The child knows someone must have written those books. It does not know how. It does not understand the languages in which they are written. The child dimly suspects a mysterious order in the arrangement of the books, but doesn't know what that is. That, it seems to me, is the attitude of the most intelligent human toward God. Albert
Yep.
Einstein, 1930.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good outlook to have, I guess, but so far, I mean, the notion of God as we understand this, as a old man sitting in the clouds with a white beard, it's completely ridiculous. It's not true. Notion of God as some entity that doesn't know about us, doesn't care about us, doesn't even like have just how would I explain this? Like as if it's not even a god then. Some entity that just lives somewhere that is enormous and maybe like where it could be a part of organism of some huge entity, like an atom of giant beyond imaginable size. That could be a truc, who knows? Like everything is immensely small and immensely big. Like if that could be a possibility. We could be just a particle of a rock in another, like if you look at us in another size perspective, for example. But I don't believe that there's an entity that would care about us or create some like shape of fate or help somebody. That's just not how it is. I don't know what Einstein really wanted to say. Like his position is just like it always was. I don't know. Maybe. There's a lot of things we don't know about, so I can't say. Probably a wise stance to have, because it's going to attract less negativity from other people. Bell. I don't remember getting it. But I did, I think, yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh my god. Okay. Pretty sure I haven't seen this one.
The concept of a clock enfolds all succession in time. In the concept, the 6th hour is not earlier than the 7th or 8th,
It's the
although
same.
the clock never strikes the hour, save when the concept biddeth. Nicholas of Cusa, 1450.
But it was recorded by Ashley Johnson. And knowing Ashley, I don't think she would say the things that she said in the recording. So that was staged for these characters to talk about for some reason. Ooh, what the fuck? I must have gotten that. Otherwise, it can't be that I haven't seen it. What the hell? I'm not sure on which one that is. Might be there, but also might be on this side. Oh my god. Yeah, I haven't seen it. I've been staring right at it. That's what I like about this game. Hides things and play inside every time.
There is nothing in existence but veils hung down. Acts of perception attach themselves only to veils, which leave traces in the owner of the eye that perceives them. Bin Arabi 1231.
I didn't understand that stuff.
There is nothing in existence but veils hung down. Acts of perception attach themselves only to veils, which leave traces in the owner of the eye that perceives them. Bin Arabi 1231.
Okay. Yeah, I think I understood it. Alright, this one is next to a man with a cup. The other two are understood the jungle. Okay, one on the shore. This one I probably haven't found. Fuck. They're so small. There we go.
One day I happened to be occupied with the subject of generation of waves by wind. I took down the standard treatise on hydrodynamics, and under that heading I read, if the external forces P prime sub YY, P prime sub XY be given multiples of e to the ikx plus at, where k and a are prescribed, the equations in question determine a and c, and thence, by 9, the value of eta. And so on for 2 pages. At the end, it is made clear that a wind of less than half a mile an hour will leave the surface unruffled. At a mile an hour, the surface is covered with minute corrugations due to capillary waves which decay immediately if the disturbing cause ceases. At 2 miles an hour, the gravity waves appear. As the author modestly concludes, our theoretical investigations give considerable insight into the incipient stages of wave formation. On another occasion, the same subject of generation of waves by wind was in my mind, but this time another book was more appropriate, and I read, "There are waters blown by changing winds to laughter, and lit by the rich skies all day, and after, frost, with a gesture, stays the waves that dance and wandering loveliness. He leaves a white, unbroken glory, a gathered radiance, a width, a shining peace under the night." The magic words bring back the scene. Again, we feel nature drawing close to us, uniting with us, till we are filled with the gladness of the waves dancing in the sunshine, with the awe of the moonlight on the frozen lake. These were not moments when we fell below ourselves. We did not look back on them and say, "It was disgraceful for a man with 6 sober senses and a scientific understanding to let himself be deluded in that way. I will take Lamb's hydrodynamics with me next time." It is good that there should be such moments for us. Life would be stunted and narrow if we could feel no significance in the world around us beyond that which can be weighed and measured with the tools of the physicist, or described by the metrical symbols of the mathematician. Of course, it was an illusion. We can easily expose the rather clumsy trick that was played on us. Ethereal vibrations of various wavelengths, reflected at different angles from the disturbed interface between air and water, reached our eyes, and by photoelectric action caused appropriate stimuli to travel along the optic nerves to a brain center. Here, the mind set to work to weave an impression out of the stimuli. The incoming material was somewhat meager, but the mind is a great storehouse of associations that could be used to clothe the skeleton. Having woven an impression, the mind surveyed all that it had made and decided that it was very good. The critical faculty was lulled. We ceased to analyze and were conscious only of the impression as a whole. The warmth of the air, the scent of the grass, the gentle stir of the breeze, combined with the visual scene in one transcendent impression, around us and within us. Associations emerging from their storehouse grew bolder. Perhaps we recalled the phrase, rippling laughter. Waves, ripples, laughter, gladness. The ideas jostled one another. Quite illogically, we were glad, though what there can possibly be to be glad about in a set of ethereal vibrations no sensible person can explain. A mood of quiet joy suffused the whole impression. The gladness in ourselves was in nature, in the waves, everywhere. That's how it was. It was an illusion. Then why toy with it longer? These airy fancies which the mind, when we do not keep it severely in order, projects into the external world should be of no concern to the earnest seeker after truth. Get back to the solid substance of things, to the material of the water moving under the pressure of the wind and the force of gravitation, in obedience to the laws of hydrodynamics. But the solid substance of things is another illusion. It too is a fancy projected by the mind into the external world. We have chased the solid
Wow,
substance from the continuous liquid
it's a long
to
one.
the atom, from the atom to the electron, and there we have lost it. But at least it will be said, we have reached something real at the end of the chase, the protons and electrons. Or, if the new quantum theory condemns these images as too concrete and leaves us with no coherent images at all, at least we have symbolic coordinates and momenta and Hamiltonian functions, devoting themselves with single-minded purpose to ensuring that QP minus PQ shall be equal to IH over 2 pi. I have tried to show that by following this course we reach a cyclic scheme which, from its very nature, can only be a partial expression of our environment. It is not reality, but the skeleton of reality. Actuality has been lost in the exigencies of the chase. Having first rejected the mind as a worker of illusion, we have in the end to return to the mind and say, here are worlds well and truly built on a basis more secure than your fanciful illusions. But there is nothing to make any one of them an actual world. Please choose one and weave your fanciful images into it. That alone can make it actual. we have torn away the mental fancies to get at the reality beneath, only to find that the reality of that which is beneath is bound up with its potentiality of awakening these fancies. It is because the mind, the weaver of illusion, is also the only guarantor of reality, that reality is always to be sought at the base of illusion. Illusion is to reality as the smoke to the fire. I will not urge that hoary untruth, there is no smoke without fire, but it is reasonable to inquire whether, in the mystical illusions of man, there is not a reflection of an underlying reality. Arthur Eddington, 1927.
Yeah, pretty good thoughts, though. One illusion is a bit closer to reality, at least. The purpose of the first one, the literary one, is to just bring out emotions, but the purpose of the scientific one is to get to the bottom of it and gets to it closer. So, I mean, there's, of course, no... we haven't found the concrete reality, but we're moving there, at least trying. And also, I do find myself to be like less enjoying nature or visuals. Like I don't know why I would just enjoy a scene as I would enjoy it when I was like 10 years younger than now. There's something lost within me at this point. Like, I don't know, for me it's kind of more fascinating to think about it as scientifically as possible. It's more fascinating to understand how these laws work than just look at the reflection of the sun and glimpses of light. Okay, next one. Bamboo forest. I wonder if they're orange. It's going to be the same theme or the same voice actor. I wonder if there is a certain attribution, because I think Ashley reads a lot about religion. This man that we just heard seems to be reading more about science.
If we were not able,
Different
or
actor.
did not desire to look in any new direction, if we did not have a doubt or recognize ignorance, we would not get any new ideas. There would be nothing worth checking because we would know what is true. So what we call scientific knowledge today is a body of statements of varying degrees of certainty. Some of them are most unsure, some of them are nearly sure, but none is absolutely certain. Scientists are used to this. We know that it is consistent to be able to live and not know. Some people say, how can you live without knowing? I do not know what they mean. I always live without knowing. That is easy. How you get to know is what I want to know. This freedom to doubt is an important matter in the sciences, and I believe in other fields. It was born of a struggle. It was a struggle to be permitted to doubt, to be unsure. And I do not want us to forget the importance of the struggle, and by default, to let the thing fall away. I feel a responsibility as a scientist who knows the great value of a satisfactory philosophy of ignorance, and the progress made possible by such a philosophy. Progress which is the fruit of freedom of thought. I feel a responsibility to proclaim the value of this freedom and to teach that doubt is not to be feared, but that it is to be welcomed as the possibility of a new potential for human beings. If you know that you are not sure, you have a chance to improve the situation. I want to demand this freedom for future generations. Richard Feynman, 1963.
Alright. Pretty easy to understand. Oh shit. I think I must have listened to it. I'm not sure. This one is in the green room. Fuck. Actually, what is the lift? Think I still have notes. I might have thrown them away. Nope. They're still here. So I think I need to go to light blue. Actually, it doesn't matter where I go. I can just go here. I don't even need notes. No, I never gotten it.
As scientists, we realize that color is merely a question of the wavelengths of ethereal vibrations. But that does not seem to have dispelled the feeling that eyes which reflect light near wavelength 4800 are a subject for rhapsody, whilst those which reflect wavelength 5300 are left unsung. We have not yet reached the practice of the Laputans who, if they would, for example, praise the beauty of a woman or any other animal, they describe it by rhombs, circles, parallelograms, ellipses, and other geometrical terms. The materialist, who is convinced that all phenomena arise from electrons and quanta and the like, controlled by mathematical formulae, must presumably hold the belief that his wife is a rather elaborate differential equation. But he is probably tactful enough not to obtrude this opinion in domestic life. If this kind of scientific dissection is felt to be inadequate and irrelevant in ordinary personal relationships, it is surely out of place in the most personal relationship of all, that of the human soul to a divine spirit. Arthur Eddington, 1927.
What was it? The treehouse area. But it's under, so the answers should be here. Man, Even I know where it is,
These
it's still
hearts
hard to
were
find.
woven of human joys and cares, washed marvelously with sorrow, swift to mirth. The years had given them kindness. Dawn was theirs, and sunset, and the colors of the earth. These had seen movement and heard music, known slumber and waking, loved, gone proudly friended, felt the quick stir of wonder, sat alone, touched flowers and furs and cheeks. All this is ended. There are waters blown by changing winds to laughter, and lit by the rich skies all day, and after, frost, with a gesture, stays the waves that dance and wandering loveliness. He leaves a white, unbroken glory, a gathered radiance, a width, a shining peace under the night. Rupert Brooke, 1914.
I didn't understand anything, and I don't think I want to. Yeah, I'm not sure what he was talking about. Even, let's continue. Okay, the one on the bridge that I saw, it was orange, but I remember it being, excerpts from, Bible, I think. Okay, one on the green bridge, which I also randomly gotten. One on the rock while you sail. Huh. This I don't have. Actually makes me want to check out these authors at some point. The Skinner, I like. Like there's been maybe 2 of his quotes, but they struck pretty on point. Arthur Eddington, there's some eloquence and rationality to his words, but there's also some things that I don't agree with. Shit. Maybe next time I need to walk around, but now it's too late. Was the statue of our main our main character who was sitting next to the end of the game solving puzzle? Ugh. Maybe. Ah, shit. I don't want to do that. Suddenly all these paths make a lot of sense. I guess, yeah, I guess I could have changed it, but I don't think I'll be coming back anytime soon. Yeah, I don't think I will be replaying this game, but who knows? Like, I'll forget about these puzzles pretty soon. I might replay it in 5 years, 10 years. It's entirely possible, but it's not going to be the same amazing experience as it was the first time, because still I would be remembering, or part of my mind going to be still have a memory of it. not active memory, but like intuition memory of how to solve this, how to where everything is. It's inevitable. It's just not going to be the same. And Jonathan Blow seems to be working on a new game, which another puzzle game. But there's no announcements so far when it's going to come out. I'll definitely want to check it out, and the Braid. Need to get the Braid. Probably after Baldur's Gate. Ugh. Need to get through these 2 games. Just for the sake of the history, I guess, of game development. Ah! Come on.
Lustily, I dipped my oars into the silent lake, and as I rose upon the stroke, my boat went heaving through the water like a swan. When, from behind that craggy steep, till then the horizon's bound, a huge peak, black and huge, as if with voluntary power instinct, upreared its head. I struck and struck again, and growing still in stature, the grim shape towered up between me and the stars. But after I had seen that spectacle, for many days my brain worked with a dim and undetermined sense of unknown modes of being. O'er my thoughts, there hung a darkness. Call it solitude, or blank desertion. William Wordsworth, 1888.
What a surname to have as a writer. Okay, another one on the boat, which I got. Swamp area. On the shore. Alright, despite despite that I don't like his fucking voice in this, that he voiced it, and he added unnecessary editing to it, I'll still give him a like, I guess. On the video. Actually, no, I don't want to. There's some videos that you want to dislike and like, but then it's just turns into not wanting to rate it anything. Where the fuck? What? There's some like a lower rock, but I haven't found a lower one. They're all pretty high. Is it somewhere else? Maybe just very small and I missed the app. That's it.
We have two kinds of knowledge which I call symbolic and intimate. I do not know whether it would be correct to say that reasoning is only applicable to symbolic knowledge, but the more customary forms of reasoning have been developed for symbolic knowledge only.
What?
The intimate knowledge will not submit to codification and analysis, or rather, when we attempt to analyze it, the intimacy is lost and replaced by symbolism.
Just what?
For an illustration, let us consider humor.
Okay, what's
I
humor?
suppose that humor can be analyzed to some extent and the essential ingredients of the different kinds of wit classified. Suppose that we are offered an alleged joke. We subject it to scientific analysis as we would a chemical salt of doubtful nature, and perhaps after careful consideration, we are able to confirm that it really and truly is a joke. Logically, I suppose, our next procedure would be to laugh. But it may certainly be predicted that as the result of this scrutiny, we shall have lost all inclination we ever had to laugh at it. It simply does not do to expose the workings of a joke. The classification concerns a symbolic knowledge of humor, which preserves all the characteristics of a joke except its laughableness. The real appreciation must come spontaneously, not introspectively. I think this is a not unfair analogy for our mystical feeling for nature, and I would venture even to apply it to our mystical experience of God. There are some to whom the sense of a divine presence
That's a good thought.
irradiating the soul is one of the most obvious things of experience. In their view, a man without this sense is to be regarded as we regard a man without a sense of humor. The absence as a kind of mental deficiency. We may try to analyze the experience as we analyze humor and construct a theology, or it may be an atheistic philosophy. But let us not forget that the theology is symbolic knowledge, whereas the experience is intimate knowledge. And as laughter cannot be compelled by the scientific exposition of the structure of a joke, so a philosophic discussion of the attributes of God, or an impersonal substitute, is likely to miss the intimate response of the spirit, which is the central point of the religious experience. Arthur Eddington, 1927.
Okay, yeah, that's a very good comparison, I think. Though, I'm not a religious man, I can't really understand it. But if we imagine that the sense of awe from praying and thinking about God and all that spontaneous, and you have a feeling of it, just like you would feel a joke in the moment, but you can't laugh at it after you analyze it. That would make sense, but nobody wages wars for a joke. Nobody takes a joke seriously and like kills people for it, like explode themselves in airports. Nobody heatedly argues about the joke. So the thing is, like, it's fine to experience a joke because it's harmless. But if we're going to take seriously something that's not a part of reality, and it's just for the sake of experience a certain emotion and try to fight for it, try to convince everybody else to believe in it, it just becomes very dark, isn't it? But it's a good thought. It's actually something I haven't considered could be case, though I also can't confirm it because I'm not experiencing it. But okay. Yeah, I like this one. Okay, another one in the bunker area in the swamp with like colored windows. Another one at the waterfall I got too. Okay, at the top of the mountain I got it. Inside the mountain, pretty sure I got it. But I could double check. Yeah, so there could be some secrets that I haven't found, but I think I've seen most of it. Like, there's probably like some perspectives, some cool perspectives in this game that you can only find just by happenstance or by being very observant. Like that turtle that in the rock. You can only see it. How I haven't... I feel like... Yeah, I wonder... Did I ever had a doubt? Like, did I ever went like down and then unlocked it and thought that, oh shit, why is it so low? But I never remembered it, or maybe I'm just making this up, I don't know. Yeah, I got this one. Okay, another one inside, but pretty sure I also got it. Unless... Yeah. Yeah, it's Skinner's one. Oh shit. Oh fuck, I need to rearrange it. It's inside the other room. Okay, so remember the S. It's actually not... Yeah, it's not very different. I've been doing it very differently. Huh, I got this one. Yeah, it's about Zen. This one I definitely haven't seen.
You see, a motif is this. He put his hands together, drew them apart, the 10 fingers open, then slowly, very slowly, brought them together again, clasped them, squeezed them tightly, meshing them. That's what one should try to achieve. If one hand is held too high or too low, it won't work. Not a single link should be too slack, leaving a hole through which the emotion, the light, the truth can escape. You must understand that I work on the whole canvas, on everything at once. With one impulse, with undivided faith, I approach all the scattered bits and pieces. Everything we see falls apart, vanishes, doesn't it? Nature is always the same, but nothing in her that appears to us lasts. Our art must render the thrill of her permanence along with her elements, the appearance of all her changes. It must give us a taste of her eternity. What is there underneath? Maybe nothing. Maybe everything. Everything, you understand? So I bring together her wandering hands. I take something at right, something at left, here, there, everywhere. Her tones, her colors, her nuances. I set them down, I bring them together. They form lines, they become objects, rocks, trees, without my planning. They take on volume, value. If these volumes, these values, correspond on my canvas, in my sensibility, to the planes, to the spots which are there before our eyes, then my canvas has brought its hands together. It does not waver. The hands have been joined neither too high nor too low. My canvas is true, compact, full. But if there is the slightest distraction, if I fail just a little bit, above all, if I interpret too much one day, if today I am carried away by a theory which runs counter to that of yesterday, if I think while I paint, if I meddle, whoosh, everything goes to pieces. Paul Cézanne, as related by Joachim Gasquet, 1921.
What? As related? Okay. You never think when you draw. Okay, well, I'm not an artist, I guess. Next. Oh shit. Some of them are so goddamn hidden. Oh no! Jonathan Blow! Why are you making me wait so long? What if it's like Dark Souls and you need to jump on top of an elevator? Probably not. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I enjoy arts with a bit more story to it, with a bit more intent, rather than just visual pleasure. And probably I also would enjoy, yeah, I also enjoy art that has some hidden parts in it, too.
Looked at on the astronomical timescale, humanity is at the very beginning of its existence. A newborn babe, with all the unexplored potentialities of babyhood. And until the last few moments, its interest has been centered absolutely and exclusively on its cradle and feeding bottle. It has just become conscious of the vast world existing outside itself and its cradle. It is learning to focus its eyes on distant objects, and its awakening brain is beginning to wonder, in a vague, dreamy way, what they are and what purpose they serve. Its interest in this external world is not much developed yet, so that the main part of its faculties is still engrossed with the cradle and feeding bottle, but a little corner of its brain is beginning to wonder. James Jeans, 1928.
True that. Okay, I think I got this one. Yeah. Okay, we got into a secret area. Pretty sure I got this one too. Ah, shit. Why doesn't it stay open? Yeah. Fuck. Yeah, I solved it differently. I just forgot. Wait, what? Oh. Huh? Wait. Oh shit, I was looking at the different thing. Nah. Well, that's dumb. There's a shortcut, but it's almost would be the same time to get to it. Hmm. Going to be more of a fourth wall breaking, I'm assuming.
Just reading these well, picking the right takes, placing them.
Yeah, I don't think it pays to be too neat. You want to leave some traces of us for the intrepid to find.
What do you mean? Any visitor to that island is going to hear quite a lot of us, if they poke around.
Oh yeah, no, sure, but I mean, showing what's happening behind the scenes a little bit to ensure we keep some authenticity. Because if we get too concerned with saying a bunch of wise things in the least personally revealing way, then we're basically putting up a front, in danger of it becoming a false front.
It is a
slippery
false
slope.
front.
And you know how easily we could slide into pomposity. I mean, nobody wants that, but would we notice if it happened? Or are we too close to the project? Look, I just think if we include some of our interactions, show that we aren't these transcendent...
But it's also a
perfect
layer.
beings, that we get stuck sometimes. We get into arguments or get depressed. Then at least it's not a false front.
Oh my god.
It's not hiding.
Double false front now.
Authenticity is good, yes, but you can find human drama anywhere. I mean, we're drowning in it from day to day. We're supposed to be building a quiet environment away from drama, not celebrating it. Look, these are objects of contemplation. These are about focus and clarity. We agreed at the outset.
Yeah, I know. And I don't want to change any of that. Just a little added twist, you know, tucked away deep. It doesn't have to be drama, it's just reality.
Reality. So what, we should record a meeting and stick it in?
Maybe.
Hmm.
But we already have some good stuff. Oh, like that little encounter the other week where you offered to buy a girl a sandwich?
Oh.
Her mic was running, so it's in the archive. Look, it's fine. It's in context, it's perfect. Because we're not lecturing from on high. These recordings are part of an endeavor built by human beings. They aspire.
you also
to achieve
planned this
complexity, but we
out
also have to remember
for a
that
reason.
they cannot actually get there. We should be clear to the Intrepid that we know this. I think it'll make it.
It's complicated.
Okay, sure. We'll at least see how it feels. I mean, on that island, we are going to be in very susceptible states. So, be careful with it.
Okay.
Very susceptible
Seems like it to be
states.
the pioneer of being mildly embarrassed.
Oh, and also, should probably let you know I'm recording this conversation right now.
Oh, come on.
No, I'm serious.
Oh.
What? It will make it better. Trust me.
This whole conversation is staged. It's recorded. Like, not in a real sense. It's not. Was recorded on their meeting. Nobody will talk like that. It's acted by actors. But the question is, was it based on the real conversation that they had, or they just wrote it from scratch as an idea to make to exactly enact what they've been talking about, to be more real and less pompous, not be like on a high horse all the time, because they don't want that. But at the same time, they still use voice actors to play out these parts that's supposed to be real, that are not real. Like, I know Ashley Johnson. Like, I've seen her being herself in a D&D game. Well, at least I would assume so. She doesn't talk like that. That sandwich scene, that wouldn't have happened like that. It's not real. It's definitely not real. Man, well, yeah, that's a bit too pretentious, I would say. That's not the truth. Interesting. It's actually makes it worse for me. Green puzzles. Alright. Yeah, I would never believe that that was a real conversation. Nah.
It's just the new teapot beeping. It boils fast, but that beep bothers me. Moving on?
So, next I want to raise this problem, which is that I think we don't have enough smart representation from materialist atheists, physicalists, anything in that neighborhood of ideas. And I've been trying to do something about that, but it's hard. The problem is that most coherent atheists' creeds are focused on defeating some specific idea of God, or are angry about the historical activities of organized religions, rather than, say, from first principles, making a good case for the impossibility of any concept of God.
Really?
Which would be more like what
No
we're
such atheists?
I'm
Really?
having the same problem. So many justifications of atheism devolve into assertions of the implausibility of Bible stories.
Yeah, that's a
Someone
real
like
conversation they have.
Bertrand Russell, a very advanced thinker, but his commentary on religion all seems to be like Why I Am Not a Christian. Very limited in scope. It is way too small compared to the vision of God and the pieces we're juxtaposing.
Can you repeat that last part? You kind of just dropped out a little bit.
Oh, just that it's a very provincial idea of God that's usually advanced in those arguments. Sometimes even a straw man God. And it doesn't have much in common with the God visualized by Cusa or Spinoza or the great Sufis or even Einstein. Whoever. So It just doesn't play on the same field.
When people are explicitly pushing materialism, they're usually philosophers or writers, not physicists.
What are they
People
trying to
actually
pull
do the
here?
frontline work of understanding the physical world. With the heavy hitters in physics, it's very hard. It's hard to find good statements that aren't just arguing against straw men. And it's strange because in the modern age, a reasonable portion of working physicists are atheists. Not all by any means, but a reasonable portion. But it's hard to get strong and articulate statements from that sector.
Yeah. I mean, the closest you get is somebody like Feynman, where science gives us a great degree of certainty about certain things, but outside those, it's not a good idea to tell ourselves nice stories and speculate. It's just best to realize we don't know yet about the bigger questions, etc. But we have a lot of Feynman already. Ooh, Paul Dirac was at least a staunch atheist at one point in his life, but I don't know if he has direct statements on record. I'll keep an eye out.
Dirac was far from a materialist, though. He believed the universe is made out of math. That's an oversimplification, of course. He even mentioned God a few times in an Einstein kind of way.
Well, this is all so crazy because among scientifically educated people, it's the cultural default, right? If you're a scientist or a computer programmer kind of person, atheist materialism is supposed to be the basic belief. If you're not a materialist, you're stupid. But if we can't find anyone who makes a good case for it, how does that happen?
Well, it's easy to be convinced of the absurdity of stories in common Christianity, Judaism, whatever.
It's
so
easy. It's not easy.
vast of a picture of spiritual beliefs, and
Otherwise,
you haven't
everybody
forced
would
to dig too
be
hard into your own
atheists.
worldview, which most of us do. Then there you go. Anything that seems religious is goofy Bible stories, and materialism is anti-religious. And it's the general impression that smart people are materialists, and hey, I want to be smart, so case closed.
Also, there are
Yeah,
all these
it's not
so-called
like that.
spiritual people who believe.
I mean,
basically
for some people,
anything
probably,
and
yeah.
Try to convince everyone.
Oh, yeah, in addition to goofy Bible stories, did I forget to mention ghost stories, astrologers, spoonbenders, and all kinds of frauds?
It's a ton of noise. It makes it almost impossible for an outsider looking in to see high-quality thought in the world of spirituality. If I can even generalize spirituality to one thing. So it's easy, if you're already leaning toward materialism, to see these flaky spiritual people, extrapolate that to all spiritual people, and say all that stuff is garbage.
That's how it worked for me. For a while.
Okay, but despite all this, there's a large contingent of present-day real scientists who believe in some form of atheist materialism and whose beliefs have been carefully considered. So we need to ensure we respect that viewpoint.
It's
I
so
remember
frustrating.
that. Oh, sorry.
No, you go.
Oh, I was just gonna say, Carl Sagan has a good piece in
That's actually how
In
she
the Haunted
talks.
World, where he talks about science as a profound source of spirituality, but
Almost makes me
he
to
doesn't
believe
mean
that it's a
mystical
real conversation, but it's not.
spirituality. This pure
Too
dedication
fast,
to truth
too
and the development of a wise perspective on our
too
place
much
in the world. It's nice. And
high
a
words.
picture of atheism that isn't hostile or contemptuous.
Yeah, I read that, and what you're talking
Like, I actually
about
wouldn't
is a
say
beautiful
that.
piece, and I tried to get it, but Sagan's people want too much money.
Can't we just pay more?
No, it would trigger a bunch of most favored nation clauses.
And this guy
We'd have to
sounds
pay everyone
like
a lot more,
he's
and
doing a
we'd go
voice.
broke. So, no Sagan for us. It is a shame.
Fuck,
since he
I
was such a great
missed
thinker, and eloquent too.
a bunch. Oh, that's it? Well, I missed why they didn't think Carl Sagan could fit in. Alright, well, fuck. There was a thought that, like, being materialist is a style or a culture, yeah. I don't know if it's true for me, and just simply find it convincing for myself individually. There's one. Next to a music box. But yeah, I guess a lot of atheists focus on defeating the idea of a god instead of doing a large scope, I guess. But like, if you define somebody as an atheist, then like, that's what they would do. A person who doesn't have a goal to do that, just not going to say anything, and that's why there's so many people who don't say anything, because they don't really have a need to. Because everybody around them already thinks the same way. Why would they even say something? Like, it's like trying to defend that the world is around, like the globe is round, the world is not flat, when everybody else already believes that. There's no reason to talk about it.
I cannot understand why we idle discussing religion. If we are honest, and scientists have to be, we must admit that religion is a jumble of false assertions with no basis in reality. The very idea of God is a product of the human imagination. It is quite understandable why primitive people, who were so much more exposed to the overpowering forces of nature than we are today, should have personified these forces in fear and trembling. But nowadays, when we understand so many natural processes, we have no need for such solutions. I can't for the life of me see how the postulate of an almighty God helps us in any way. What I do see is that this assumption leads to such unproductive questions as to why God allows so much misery and injustice, the exploitation of the poor by the rich, and all the other horrors he might have prevented. If religion is still
pretty
being
standard
taught,
so far.
it is by no means because its ideas still convince us, but simply because some of us want to keep the lower classes quiet. Quiet people are much easier to govern than clamorous and dissatisfied ones. They are also much easier to exploit. Religion is a kind of opium that allows a nation to lull itself into wishful dreams and so forget the injustices that are being perpetrated against the people. Paul Dirac, 1927, as related by Werner Heisenberg. So, you see what I'm saying here?
Yep, this one doesn't fit either.
How would you characterize the way in which it doesn't fit?
Well, it's about arguing, and it's about being greatly disturbed by issues that are relatively small. It's not aiming high, and it's not about ultimate truth, not really.
Ultimate
It's mostly about what
truth.
some stupid people are doing that is wrong compared to what I am doing that is right.
But Paul Dirac was definitely a truth seeker, in the domain of physics at least.
Yeah, but I don't feel that attitude in this piece at all. If a belief is just formed in opposition to other beliefs,
Nothing must
can't
be
be
for
fundamental.
ultimate
it
truth.
can't be that deep.
Nah,
But
I disagree
know,
with that.
where he says the thing about natural processes, he starts to outline an actual philosophy.
Interesting. There's something that could stand on its own, that isn't just rejection and opposition. But then he drops it. Well, this isn't the Atheist Manifesto we need. I'll keep looking.
Okay.
You know, at one point Dirac also wrote this. One could perhaps describe the situation by saying that God is a mathematician of a very high order, and he used very advanced mathematics in constructing the universe. I think he meant God in an Einstein kind of way.
He said that? Same guy.
Same guy. Later in life, though.
Yeah, people are strange. Scientists are stranger.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, just because he also like what kind of scale you're looking for here? Universe kind of scale? I mean, thinking about people, yeah, sure, he said things that are pretty standard to think about. Most of it is true. But yeah, I guess it doesn't fit very well for this game, which tries to be... But then, like, I would disagree that some of the quotes from, like, different religious books would fit too. Like, about, like, broken ship, you shall cast yourself into the sea, blah, 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 blah. Like, this also just very narrow invocation of taking risks and being a bit of applying a bit of self-flagellation, I guess, or not caring about oneself and caring only about the afterlife and like the honor being in the afterlife. That's very narrow thinking as well. It's all depends on your just outlook, because you're just picking this, the pieces that going to get in, even if you're trying to diversify, still going to go through this kind of censoring, unintentional censoring process, I guess. All right. Okay. And everybody's so in awe with the position of Einstein on the god. Like, he was smart, so it must be... I must value his opinion more. Like, some people can be smart in one thing and very dumb in the other. But his position is fine, it's perfectly fine. It's just not taking stance.
I thought my voyage had come to its end, at the last limit of my power. That the path before me was closed, the provisions exhausted, and the time come to take shelter in silent obscurity. But I find that thy will knows no end in me, and when words die out on the tongue, new melodies break forth from the heart. And where old tracks are lost, new country is revealed with its wonders.
Like, how does that fit? Just because it doesn't really say directly what it wants to say and envelops it in a bunch of fancy words, it somehow makes it good? And eternal? Ultimate? Okay, well, let's see. We're close to getting them all. Yeah, I guess for this game, the Dirac quote would be just too direct. Yeah. It kind of tries to appeal to different, well, not two, but like a different mindsets at the same time, but being polite as well. And Dirac he would hurt feelings of a religious person with these statements for sure. I think that's what's the problem with it.
Then the occupant of the first would shout to keep him clear. And if the other did not hear the first time, nor even when called 3 times, bad language would inevitably follow. In the first case, there was no anger, and in the second, there was. Because in the first case, the boat was empty, and in the second, it was occupied. And so it is with man. If he could only roam empty through life, who would be able to injure him? Shuangsu, 4th century BC.
Actually, do a bad voice.
How did it go?
I don't know.
Don't try this
I
time.
don't remember.
Pretend that you don't try.
No, it's not. It's normal for me. I never remember my dreams. If I try right when I wake up, I can just barely remember fragments. Later in the day, even 20 minutes later, those fragments are gone. Unless I wrote them down. Then if I read them later, it's like these are ramblings of a crazy person.
Yeah, but then how do we know there aren't any side effects? I mean, do you remember everything else about your life?
It's fine. I mean, we're just doing suppression, not lobotomies. I mean, everything is still there. In dreams, we often take on personalities that are a little different. We forget details of our waking life and remember fictions in their place. How does that happen? Well, we're just using the same pathways. That's fine. But really, how should I know if something's missing? If you forget a few random little things, how would you remember that you forgot? Nothing big is missing. I don't think. Wait, who are you again?
Oh, God. Why did we let you go first?
First hasn't happened yet. I was just dipping my toes into the pool. Real first happens when someone dives right in and gets to decide for themselves when to come out. Who's that gonna be? You?
I long for the days when we weren't sure we'd be doing anything this scary.
It'll be fine. It's not scary. It'll be fun.
So fun you don't even remember?
Okay, no. Shoo. I want to re-record this one before I go home. I have some new ideas about it.
Huh.
What? Because of the test?
Yes. Because of the test.
Oh boy. Okay, I think I starting to understand what's going on.
Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes a bit more sense now.
See you tomorrow.
So they are acting first as just voice actors reading the quotes, then as voice actors reading the real, well, they're not reading. Like in this universe, they're just talking between each other. But real voice actors actually is just playing that part as well. But these characters that are talking between each other are working at the company, the developer company that are creating this VR game, or like advanced VR game that puts a person in a dream-like state. And in this dream, they solve puzzles. Okay, well, we already had that simulation theory, but I never thought it would work like a dream, so that's another piece that's set in. That's why they say a dream in one of the endings. Alright, this might be the last one. Yep. Alright, I also wonder if there's a new endings. True ending. How many endings is there? Third ending. Is it the third ending? Oh shit. There's another ending. Oh my god. So what do you need to do for that one? Do I need to end it again when I 100 complete the game? Oh yeah, also this guy never got all the... what if we complete it through the... through the lift? Because the map is a bit different. The witness endings. There's no wiki for it? Oh my god. Two endings, not true. There's a third ending. How do you get to the third ending? Achievable by completing all of the puzzles using their alternative solutions. Alternate solutions. What? Alternate solutions? Well, fuck. I could just try it out. But there's definitely a third ending. It's different. I saw just a little bit of it. So let's see what's going to happen if I go to the elevator again. Fuck, I hope it's not going to... Shit. Oh wait, I can actually shortcut to it, yeah. I don't need to climb the mountain every time anymore. But I think that other ending should be done through, again, going through the mansion. What is this plus 35 plus 6? Huh. Actually, that's going to be a good question what the fuck that means. Any programs? See 2 or 3 numbers. The first number represents puzzles solved. Second number represents environmental puzzles completed, and the third number represents obelisks completed by finding all the associated environmental puzzles. Okay, the witness perfect. Save file numbers. 523. Oh shit, how the hell? What the... But how... What did I miss? Huh. $135 plus 6, that's obelisks. Yeah. Hmm. Well, I might have unsolved some of the puzzles. Actually, yeah. Like in the challenge. That would be, oh yeah. How much would be in the challenge? A lot. Fuck. Just by testing that I could... was testing something and I became unsolved. I hope it's not going to count toward like the third ending. That would suck. $110% complete. How do you do that? Oh, that's fake. God damn it. Okay, so there's no third one, right? But I want to see then how flickering light would go. Fuck, what? Where is it? Because as we were flying away, I remember this flickering light, then I checked it again, and it was like it was before, but now the girl is synced deeper, and the light is gone. So how the fuck would that go? Would that just reset? Alright, saved.
A star at dawn.
Whee! Some parts is going to be gone. Like aligned to the scenery every time, or only to the mountain? That's gone for no reason. That's gone for no reason. But this one aligns. Da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
A bubble.
A bubble in a stream.
In a stream.
Ashley. I hear her everywhere now. Wee. So weird. Yeah, it's made in an order they assume a person would go solving these puzzles. And you can't, yeah, you can't interact, you can't solve anything anymore. I think that's what I checked the first time I started flying. Whee.
flash of lightning in a summer
A
cloud.
flash of lightning in a summer cloud.
I'm looking at the moody cloud. No. Don't take this from me. I've got so far. Wait. I worked so hard but got so far. But in the end, all puzzles didn't matter. Fuck, she's unsynced again. That didn't really matter at all. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be
Lamp.
any different than... Alright. Yeah, okay. That's enough. Fuck. Kinda annoying that I didn't get all of them, but I'm pretty sure it would be all if some of them I just didn't unclick. I don't know. Maybe I missed something. But how would I confirm it fast? Shit, I need to... Oh no! Jonathan, Law, what are you doing? Kinda annoying. I think there is one that's... Ah, fuck, but it doesn't save every time I do the puzzle. So I don't even know. Oh, yeah, it counts towards the puzzle solved. Even though we did one. And if you solved it already and just cancelled it, it doesn't appear. Yeah, I'm not going to hunt for that. I bet I would have all of them anyway. Alright, well, this was amazing game. It's one of the best game ever, in my opinion. Masterpiece. Mwah. So good. Had a blast through the whole thing. Really loved what they did. Still have no idea about the whole lore, but I think it's supposed to be this way. Like maybe all the people that are made of stone are other players that just died as they were playing it. It's one of the theories that I have, I guess, but it's too much left to interpretation, and it's fine, I guess, too. Yeah, thank you for watching. I had no idea I would be 100 completing it, but I had enjoyed it very much. See you around, guys.